Dana, so do you guys ever watch like reruns of the TV show House? You know, the doctor that was a genius diagnostician, I can't even say the word. Anyway, he was smart and he figured out a lot of things that were wrong with people when often no one else could, or the symptoms didn't seem to fit a lot of things. Yesterday, I happened to catch episode 1 of season 1 of House. And in this episode, this girl had slurred speech and moved into a seizure when she was teaching her class. Now, our dogs are not going to show us slurred speech per se, but they can have seizures. In their treatment, they tried a number of different things trying to figure out what was going on, thinking it was a brain tumor. There were a few other things that they thought it could possibly be, viral, a variety of different things. And they had all sorts of reasons of how and why they ruled some of these things out. One of the symptoms was they gave steroids and things got better for a little bit, and then they got worse fast. So there was a lot of troubleshooting, and long story short, they broke into the girl's house to try and figure out if there was some toxin there or something that she was doing that was maybe harmful to her health. And while they were there, the guy, one of the doctors, ate a ham sandwich and went back and reported into House, and he's like, well, wait a second, we thought she was Jewish. You know, if she's Jewish, does she really eat ham? Blah, blah, blah. There was a whole thing about it. But House basically said, if she eats ham, there's a possibility that it's a tapeworm. And so they had this big, long discussion about how tapeworms can live in a variety of places in the body, including the brain, that are not digestive or intestinal type parasites. You would think a tapeworm would be in the intestine, but not always. And one of the things that caught me was how many eggs a tapeworm can produce in a given day. It was like tens of thousands daily. And then they don't become adults per se, but they're floating through the systems of the body, right? Anyway, it was pretty fascinating that because they couldn't give her an MRI with contrast, Alexa, stop. Because they couldn't give her an MRI with contrast because she was allergic to it, she had an episode, they started looking for tapeworms elsewhere in the body, with the theory that if there were elsewhere, they could also be in the brain. So why am I telling you all of this? Because that was the diagnosis and that was the resolution, was to treat for parasites. So again, why am I telling you all of this? Because I don't think we all pay enough attention to the fact that we and our pets may have parasitic infections that are causing behavioral issues and unexplained wellness issues. So should we troubleshoot all the things? Yeah, absolutely. But I think we also need to be proactive about ongoing parasitic control. Now, we talk a lot about ivermectin. We know that ivermectin will basically take care of all parasites except tapeworms, right? So when we're doing that to manage for heartworm prevention, we're also doing other parasitic control. You may not have realized that, but ivermectin covers a lot of different parasite types, except tapeworms. Many people focus on intestinal parasites, the kind we see come out the back end, right? And you've heard us say now that we don't typically need deworming products. If we do, there are natural approaches to do that for digestive or intestinal type parasites. But I still encourage my clients to do a quarterly parasite cleanse with essential oils and an oil-based product. And I'll try to read this to you in a minute if I can see it. Things are getting so small. But we do it quarterly for a 28-day period. I do it for myself because I like my meat rare. I do like bacon. I like sausage. I like sushi. And so those are all things that could introduce parasitic infections into my own body. So I like to do a quarterly parasite cleanse. You're probably even hearing people now talk about the link between parasites and cancer. That's a hot topic, debatable. We're not going down that road today, another day. But there's potentially some associations there. So what do? I use this product from Young Living called Para-Free. They are gel caps. Of course, I've got one that wasn't open yet. That's okay. They're little gel caps. Pop them in. I think it's 2 a day for us humans. 3 a day for we humans. For 28 days. The life cycle of a parasite like a tapeworm is just under 21 days. So we want to kill off everything. I think it's 18 days to be in fact. We want to kill off everything and then follow up on the stuff that had not yet become adult, right? So that's that process. So you could do 18 days, take time off, and do it again. But I follow a 28-day protocol for me and my dogs on a quarterly basis. Not at the same time we do ivermectin, but for just generally in that schedule. For very small dogs, we can use, there's another product that's in the Animal Sense line, and I could not put my hands on my Animal Sense products today. They must be in my car. But there's a diluted essential oil product pre-done for animals called Paragize, P-A-R-A-G-I-Z-E, that I use for the very small dog, like the itty bitties. But even for Huey, who's about 15 pounds, I just pop one of these capsules open and I would split one in half and give him half and Howie half. But now that we don't have Howie, I may use the Paragize for him when we do his again. But me and my dogs, we all hit the same schedule, use the same product, and we're just at different doses. So, if you need more information about that, let me know. There is an article on my website about non-intestinal parasites that you might want to go read. But I just thought it was interesting, this unresolved medical issue, this episode of House, and how that can tie back to some of the unexplained behavior and health concerns we often see in our pets. And many of my clients will push back. They will resist hard when I start talking about essential oils, but when I also start talking about these sort of abstract things that could possibly be a function, right? It seems weird to talk about parasites and seizures or parasites and behavioral issues, right? So I get a lot of resistance. And so again, I'm all for going through the checklist of things that you've heard and learned, the basics, make the food changes, do some general detox, add in some supplements. All of those things make sense. And it may be that simple. But if you're still struggling with something that is unresolved after trying everything else, or everything you think is supposed to have been tried, it may be time to try one more. And that is something along the lines of essential oils and other detox protocols. So let me know how I can help, and you guys have a great day.